an instant. The stars are rearranged.
守望号。
Hail acknowledged. You're clear to dock at docking port 1. The commander will be waiting for you in operations.
准备正式开始卧底行动。
Nice clean dock, Captain.
Yes?
Hello.
Yes. What? If you have any questions, now's the time to ask.
Excuse me. If you need any more information, you should ask before you depart the Vigilance. Excellent. Let me have it, and I'll upload it to our database. A hot tip, huh? What kind of idiot would dig in their heels waiting for a massive payout on some of the cheapest food in the settled systems? I've seen some strange things on this assignment, but this definitely tops the list. I'll, pass it on to my superiors. I'm sure they'll get right on it. Anything else? Okay, fine. I know there's more out there, so keep on it. You're not gonna let this go, are you? Why do you care so much about my past? Okay. But don't say I didn't warn you. You might not like what I have to say. Would it shock you to learn that I spent some time in prison? I suppose that makes me a hypocrite.
No， 改过自新不就行了？
Oh, come on. I haven't exactly been cordial about my feelings towards the Crimson Fleet's illegal activities. That's fair. Well, okay. Where do I start? I grew up in the Well in New Atlantis. Parents made barely enough money to keep the lights on in our apartment. After I dropped out of school, they begged for me to look for work. But I realized it was a lot easier to simply take whatever I wanted instead. A year after that, I'm a career criminal with UC security breathing down my neck.
职业罪犯。
My parents kicking me out of the house. Hell no. I made enough money to buy my own apartment. Filled it with some decent stuff, too. I'd even send pictures of the place to my folks to rub it in. I was a real asshole. Well, I wasn't a nice person. Would make a hell of a motion picture. I was having the time of my life, earning way more than I needed to simply get by and loving every minute of it. Back then, if you would have told me one day I'd be wearing this uniform, I'd have said you were out of your mind. Thanks. I'm quite proud of where I've ended up. Let's just say the years after my time in the Well were filled with highs and lows. Look, the point is that I felt you deserved to know a bit about my past, to know where my anger towards the fleet comes from. You're welcome. Well, I think you've had enough for now. You get the point. Let's get back to it before Keyboy writes us a citation for loitering.
Citation.
I'll be here if you have any more questions.
Yes?
Hey.
戴多尼亚，前往。所以 UC 有舰队 ，FC 已经没有舰队了，是吧？
对我 FC
没有，
靠友情的，
全是这小飞船，人家起码有一艘这种大主力舰。
还有那些对招募来的那些民用舰，民用船。
Clean 7. Operation Captain. Perfect.
他们这些战舰其实挺大的，大家在太空里看的时候，可能就觉得这些船小。你看它旁边这些船啊，到地上个个都是好几层楼的大小，更别提这个巨舰要是降落在地上会是什么样子。它是不是比那个 UC 那幢楼还高啊？感觉应该有。
你可以量一下。
这可是一整个舰队啊！是。
它不是有距离吗？你可以量一下它距离。
我们这一个都4层楼、4、5层楼高，停在地上的是。长那更长，我靠，一个小人，一个人差不多就这个方块这么高，都可能没有，都可能没到，就人就那么一点点。你再想想旁边那个巨舰，我靠。
遇到这个菲尔希尔，他是要那个勘探数据。
Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo.
勘探数据。
And we're done. Welcome to Mars.
塞多尼亚。哦，这张图就是之前我们刚才在建那个天际望台的那个晴天时的景色，美疯了。我真的不太理解塞多尼亚这个门让你等个几秒钟，然后开始加载。那你这等个几秒钟是什么意思？就那个气闸嘛。
我打了让它加速的 mode， 就是缩短了2秒。
这个我倒不太想，我挺喜欢那个感觉的，就慢慢开。
太慢了。
不急，我玩这游戏就突出一个慢。
就是我有点讨厌它，不想来塞多尼亚的。
玩这游戏就突出一个慢。
过头了。
Don't start that crap with me. I'm in no mood. Did you bring me the money Fielding owes me, or do I need to pay him a visit myself? There, would you look at that? I knew that bum was holding out on me. He going to be a problem anymore? Or did he get the message? Nice. Nice! You're kind of a natural at this. Leaning on deadbeats comes easy to you. I like that. You know, if you like this kind of work, I can get you more.
你也让我讨债，那也让我讨债，我他妈银河追债人是吧？哈哈，土矿仔追债公司开业。
If you haven't figured that out by now, then maybe you aren't cut out for our line of work.
为什么我有2个能量管理机器人被解除分配
？That's what I'm talking about. I like your style. All right. I'll call ahead and get a hold of Nevamora. She's second to the big boss himself.
Big boss.
Head out to Europa.
木卫2，欧罗巴。
I suggest you listen to whatever she has to say. Oh, and I've taken care of that Aurora shipment for you too. Don't spend all that cash in one place.
升级40级。历史性时刻。40级达成。交涉威胁，独行侠。那他交涉不是有特殊对话选项？那威胁也有吗？
有啊。
哦，那我点，反正我要往下点。菜鸟进舰。
带了一个植入体是增加交涉成功率，所以我就不想点威胁。
不是，我就选项越多看着越爽，反正而且我要往下点的话， 我现在还需要6点才能点到那个飞船指挥呢，早着呢。但飞船指挥太重要，我飞船有9个位置，我只能带3个，如果我没有那个技能。
6点，我这还有7点。
到时候飞船上热热闹闹。
点数啊。
Ship's clear and the sky is falling to us. Maneuvering into position. And we are now in
木
stable.
卫2。
意识。Looks like Adler's alone. Big shot. I hear Adler thinks you're good enough to join our crew. To Adler? Sure. But for all I know, you're just his latest impulse buy. Still, I'm feeling generous. So I'm gonna give you a chance to prove you're not a total waste of cabin air. You're funny. I hate funny.
就是。
Remember that. So, before I put you to work, let's get everything out in the open. I don't know if Adler mentioned it, and for his sake, I hope he hasn't. But you aren't about to sign up with any average pirate crew. You're signing up with the Crimson Fleet.
深红舰队。
This little task I have planned for you. There's a medical supply ship called the Ragana, jumping into Enceladus's orbit. On board that ship, you'll find a traitor named Austin Rake. I want him dead.
我要卧底，所以我就必须要装作我要去。
This job isn't about the loot, but I suppose every dog needs its scraps. Keep whatever worthless junk is on that ship. Just remember, the only thing that matters is that Rake dies. There's a lesson in this. I need you to learn what'll happen if you decide to turn your back on the fleet. Consider it your glimpse into a possible, unfortunate future. So you'd better pay close attention. It's done when Rake stops breathing. Head back here when you're finished. And don't keep me waiting for long. I've been tracking Rake for months. He's making it tough, not gonna lie. He changes his location and identity so often, it's costing me a small fortune just to keep tabs. But you know what? It's worth every damn cred. He's made me look like a fool in front of Delgado, and I'm gonna have his head on a pike. Rake used to run with the fleet.
担保人。
Hell, I'm the one who vouched for him in the first place. Back then he had a different name and a different identity. He was a damn good earner too, brought in a ton of creds. Everything was fine until he wanted out. So he ran. And nobody, I mean, nobody runs away from the fleet.
加入了就不能跑，不能走。异神号。补位2。
pilot of the Ragana. We are simple transport ship heading to New Homestead. We do not want any trouble. I do not understand. Please confirm your intentions.
联职新防队，深红舰队。
Well, normally I would say no, but frankly, it will be safer for us that way. All right, you can dock. We will talk then.
Green lights on outer hatch. We're docked.
Lost in my thoughts, but glad to be
哇，
back.
土星，我操！
Always a pleasure.
This is where I belong.
登上维加纳。
I am not sure what to make of you being here. If you wanted to kill us, you could have done that from your ship. If you wanted our cargo, we could have jettisoned it. I guess I should just stop talking and let you say your piece. That is true. Which means you don't want somebody to know what you are really up to. Now, do you mind telling us what this is all about? I will not murder a man in cold blood. You will have to kill us all first.
3个。
You really do not know which one of us is Rake, do you? And you do not seem to care either, which makes me think you really want to save him. Okay, I have idea. We can strike his name from Manifest, make it so he was never on board. Then, when we dock, we will leave him on this ship and deliver him to another port. That is fair. We do not want any part of the fleet. Is that all right with you, Austin?
Do I have a choice?
It does not appear you do. Well then, it is agreed. You go back to your ship and we will make sure Rake was never on ours. And in case any of your handlers get suspicious, here. We had an extra crate of supplies loaded, in case one got damaged. This should be proof you were not here to bargain.
他给了我个什么？
If you ever
啊，医疗补给，证明我把他们船打了，是这意
get
思
to。the key, you
Yeah,
better
sure.
sleep with one eye open and 2 pistols loaded.
星耀站，
I thought we were dead. I can't believe it.
你要找的那个人他就坐在旁边。
Thank you for letting us go. This unpleasantness aside, the people.
We will make sure Rake's name is taken off the manifest. And I hope you do not take this the wrong way, but I hope our paths never cross again.
I thought we were dead. I can't believe it.
So now what? They're gonna put me in a sys-def prison? I'm not saying it's worse than death, but it's pretty damn close.
不可访问。
Releasing
医疗
ship from
船。
dock. Done. Now free to move among the stars.
我操！他妈的黄道佣兵怎么突然来了？这什么情况？护盾受损。
护盾能量都不拉满，不敢不拉。 再出几个人。
妈的，怎么突然黄道佣兵还杀出来了？木卫2，3000米，我去！这么远，这
Thanks for the help with the Ecliptic. I had it under control, but it definitely went faster after you jumped into the fight. Now tell me about the Ragana. Give me some good news, then we can go celebrate.
撒谎，哈哈。
You know what? I have no idea, and it's frustrating the hell out of me. I suppose I could have pissed off someone I screwed over in the past, but there's been
太
so
多人记
many,
不清。
I've lost count. Mercenaries, guns for hire that shoot their own parents if they were paid enough. I'll tell you, we do a hell of a lot of dirty work in the Crimson Fleet, but we'd never sell away our souls like an ecliptic merc does. Huh. No kidding. That'll make Delgado happy, seeing as our hands are clean. I would have preferred if you hadn't left witnesses behind, but at least you got the job done. Anyway, you wanted into the Crimson Fleet? Well, you're in. Yep, it's that simple. Hope this business with Rakes taught you something. Because I'm about to stick my neck out and vouch for you. If you screw up, and I wind up looking like an asshole, I'm gonna send someone after you. We clear? You better stow that crap before you make me change my mind. And now that you know the deal, it's time to see what you signed up for. I'm gonna upload the coordinates for our
星耀
headquarters in
站
the
总
Crick
部
system. Spacers call it the key, the fleet calls it home. Head out there as soon as you can. Don't keep me waiting long.
That wasn't exactly an easy initiation, but at least they trust us. Not as far as they can throw us, but in time we'll shed those kilos.
前往猩红舰队的主。前往守望号。
回去汇报了。
Back, Agent. You're clear to dock at docking port 1.
它确实减少，就是拿取能力时那个就是要拾取的那个球变少。
他们现在管我叫 Agent， 特工。特工总不能穿着他妈 UC 的衣服去猩红舰东换身衣服，太那个了，否则。
对。
换一身，靠。
Commander Ikande is the heart and soul of CC.
We got the message from the Ragana about Austin Rick. We had him dropped off at a separate port, off the books. Suffice to say, he's got a lot to answer for. That's something we're looking into, but it doesn't seem like he knows much. He might be better served as bait For now, we'll keep him in the brig. Perhaps you could pay him a visit there sometime. I'm sure he'll be pleased to see you. That's a smart line to follow. Part of this role you're playing means having to make hard choices. Just remember not to lose yourself in the part.
I hate to say it. Sometimes folks gotta die. But this was not one of those situations.
Oh, one more thing before we move on. For transparency's sake, you should know we were the ones that hired Ecliptic to attack Neva's ship. There was concern after what happened with the Regana.
我操，黄道贵佣兵他妈傻子被人耍得团团转，我靠，真的搞笑。哎，就是这帮人，哎，真的是无语。
They are mercenaries for hire.
给足够的钱还会攻打手啊！我操，笑。
It wasn't terribly difficult to convince them to attack an isolated Crimson Fleet ship. Just expensive.
这是个险招。
But a gamble that hopefully paid off. On that note, how did things go with Neva? Were you able to join the fleet? It's a dangerous plan, and you came awfully close to killing an innocent crew. Luckily, you have a good head on your shoulders, and did the right thing. Now it's time for the next phase of the mission.
Our intel on Saoirse was correct. After we received reports on your interaction with Adler Kemp, we picked up on your rendezvous with Neva Mora.
Our files indicate she's second in command, so getting on a good side will ensure you get into the Crimson Fleet. The woman has a record that could stretch across Sol and back. She started young as one of Neon's street rats, and worked her way up to second in command. She's a force to be reckoned with, so don't underestimate her. Yes, you pass your first test and you're still alive. But before we get too confident, that either means she suspects nothing, or she intends to make an example of you later. Just remember, these are ruthless criminals, so don't let your guard down.
And their ruthlessness is only surpassed by their cunning. You should proceed with caution, regardless of how well you think you've ingratiated yourself.
So what's next for you on Neva's agenda?
你还能再撒谎啊！操，双面间谍是吧
？Excellent. If you're heading to the Key, I assume you'll be meeting Delgado soon.
Delgado is the leader of the Crimson Fleet. I have a profile here with some information on his background. You'll want to know the individual cadences of every member of the fleet, but Delgado's most of all.
Ugh, no one said there was gonna be homework.
I assure you, there's only information that is pertinent to the mission. Our dossiers are designed to be succinct. In any case, now that you're with the fleet, you'll be operating independently. We will shadow you eventually, but we'll need to maintain our distance for now, especially while you're on the Key. This will also give us time to bolster our defenses, should we need to engage with the fleet in the future.
Sir, on that note, shall we begin implementing the upgrade to our shields?
Immediately, Lieutenant. Notify the engineers.
守望号开始升级了，准备好啊！
I hope your entry into the fleet has overcome any doubts you may have had regarding your mission. It certainly increased my estimates on success. Keep up the good work. We'll expect further reports. Dismissed.
前往星耀站，还要做一下家庭作业。德尔加多年龄44，聪明精明谨慎，工于心计。 机构联执新防队机密信息。德尔加多出身于阿基拉城的富贵人家，在年纪轻轻就开始了犯罪生涯。他的父母把他逐出家门，希望这能推动他改过自新，却只是将他在犯罪的道路上推得更远。最终，他盗窃一艘货船，这也成了他加入深红舰队的投名状。德尔加多是一位聪明狡猾的领袖，从不草率行事。他牢牢掌控着深红舰队，但也给了手下海盗们足够自由，让他们得以发挥所长。纳伊瓦摩拉32岁，脾气急躁，喜怒无常，极端煽动性。 纳伊瓦摩拉是土生土长的霓虹城市民，很小城的孤儿。 年轻时他曾经因为各种罪名遭到逮捕，从单纯的袭击事件到重大盗窃案，且是新防队监狱的常客。22岁那年，他偷渡到了阿基拉城，最终被招募进了深红舰队。补充：随着收集到更多关于各位深红舰队船长的信息，更多资料将添加至伊坎德指挥官的办公室终端。阿德勒·肯普，45，冲动干练，经验丰富。阿德勒是深红舰队驻扎在塞多尼亚的船长，他的鲁莽性格使其很容易被挑衅激怒，曾无数次让他陷入窘境。尽管存在这一缺陷，阿德勒依然是一位经验老道的船长，并且在绝大多数情况下，他都能依靠强大武力化险为夷。他的办公室在哪呀？说有更多资料，
就在旁边，
在这个大
连着剑桥，就连着指挥中心的那个。
技术升级，连着指挥中心，
就是你刚进指挥中心门的左手边有个办公室。
The fleet call us sharks. They know what happens with us.
This is just the beginning, but it's an important first step.
左手，这里
就刚进指挥中心的时候。
哦，靠，都没看到这有个房间，甚至。海盗活动，战术，但是没有更新什么档案。
那应该是根据你任务推进更新。不是说那个，
这些日子，有些日子平淡的就像什么都没有发生，有些日子能决定人的一生。我第一次上太空的时候是16岁，17岁时一切都毁了。故事还得从一艘飞船说起。那年初，我的父亲从废弃的造船厂打捞回一艘 B 级火卫2战斗舰的残骸，它又旧又过时，说是一块垃圾都不为过。操作系统不稳定，涂层生锈，引擎的声音就像得了肺病的人咳嗽一样。但这些对我来说都不重要。第一次中了跃迁时，我就被吸引住了。你知道吗？在那之前，我总是难以集中注意力。我做什么事情都是3分钟热度。当我驾着那艘火卫2的破船飞上天时，一切都改变了。我第一次看到了和当下完全不同的人生。这艘船虽然电线松松垮垮，表面都是凹坑和斑点，却给了我目标，一个我可以用一生为之奋斗的目标。3个月后，我成了父亲货船的护卫。10个月后，我们遭到了深红舰队的袭击。很多时候，我都会想起自己的父亲，他是个善良温和的人，把我拉扯大。我会想到，如果没有他的笑声回荡，这银河系会变得多么无聊。其他时候，我的思绪转向他的儿子，那个有着明亮眼睛的孩子，还有他失去的未来。当我面对这个孩子时，我的决心开始动摇。我希望他能原谅我，因为我已经成为了一个被憎恶和复仇占据的人。他泪流满面，在墙角拽动着我的衣角，因为我已经变成了一个被憎恶和复仇占据的人。祈求我放下心中的愤怒时，我无言以对。在那一刻，我想紧紧拥抱他，因为他想听的话安抚他。我想告诉他，我将放弃被诅咒的复仇，给他的未来应有的机会。相反，我转身离开，留下他一人独自在深空中哭泣。但他不知道我这样做是为了他，为了所有失去父亲和未来的孩子们。这世界不该如此，我会为了他们和深红舰队开战。当我想到他们时，我的决心又坚定了，我又一次有了目标。深红舰队的袭击。这里有一个船，哎呦我去！Sam Cole 在这桌子上他妈练跨栏呢，我真的，这太离谱了好吗？制服 ，Sys Defense。去监狱看看被我抓进来的人。
他不会马上。
我已经等很久了。
哦。他好像通常是到任务下一个阶段他就会。
我之前很久以前抓了几个人，不知道去哪。
抓了几个人？
感觉目前里面还没有，就这几个证据啊，你交了以后不会被抓吗？因为现在还没有。
早就有证据了吗？
早就有，我都交了3个。
小安，你是什么任务？啊， 啊？那你是在别的地方拿到的证据？
对呀、
不知道不激活这个深红舰队任务，它是不是就不会？
不是，你第一次对话就已经有一个要找证据的任务了，然后你可以找到一个交一个。
对，我在想，就是意思就是你没接到这个找证据任务之前，他有没有证据可以？
那不知道。
对，所以我怀疑我因为激活的晚，因为你很早被抓过去就激活，我激活的晚。
Ship's clear.
星耀站在哪里？底下。
很远。
上次那个也是10块5，它不是涨价了？你说涨了多少？上次2个，那就涨了1块。
Jump complete. Normal propulsion restored.
洛洛夫，深红舰队总部比我想的还要破烂，我操！
看的破烂，里面挺大的。
Nobody hails the key.
Nobody.
Just do your business.
操！啊，塔台也没有人管。
我一开始也是叫，然后被他嘲讽。
按规章来，人家嘲讽我。
对，被他嘲讽过一次后，我就再也不叫了。
Time to cycle the airlock and move.
潜入海盗基地，我操！碟中谍。哎呦，不能穿着这身潜入，等。啊，其实不会，但是你要 RP 你不行啊。那角色扮演要合理呀、换一下。
所以我换成 UNSC。
我换成海盗恶徒啊！我换成海盗的衣服，我操，完美，就这样。
主要我没有
换一身
恶徒的传奇衣服，
没有，我不在乎传不传奇的，我就随便他妈的挑一套。
对，
在玩这种任务的时候，我就不在乎这个了，随便搞一个就行。
我会换里面那件衣服，我宇航服我就不管，麻烦。
追踪者，
对，
海盗狙击手。 就先不放过去。工程棒球浮框，鼓励，夹克，皮革连身衣，工程制服。 开拓号着装，这个，哎，对了，口罩，戴个口罩，
口罩，
全身伪装啊，就是。
这屋子太严实，
那才方便伪装。 这个就帽子不用，就这个。完全的，哎，这一看就是个海盗，全身标准。我要改一下，否则我超重，你知道吗？操！我如果能刷到一套传奇海盗的就好了，有点难。
那你去打海盗才会掉传奇海盗啊？
是吗？哦，对哟，你说的很有道理。那最近也没这个机会，看来。
现在也没这机会。 把蓝色装多好。
最近肯定是没这机会。哎，这个总是点过，我靠！这玩意为什么叫饮料香啊？我不理解。
香饮料不是？
真重，说实话。外星烤肉。这些东西真重。对面不是这个吧？这个咱们外面捡的啊，不就对了是吧？外面捡，你们猩红海盗到处都有。自动治疗哨兵。
Is something amiss?
改装一下。宇航服。
Every ounce of survivability is priceless.
紧急救援。
我觉得平衡那个飞行背包挺好的。用过平衡？
我改不了。
好，要3级。
重力复合材料。
哦。谁大晚上煮饭？我闻到香味了，饿。
哈哈。
哦，芝士的味道。回6也有点少了。
看一下手上的所有武器。
反正等会你去他们那里，可能还要买点戏。
Hello, Captain.
Not my problem.
If you're stealing from me, you bet your ass it's your problem.
You kidding me? Way to make a mess in front of my new book.
Hey, steal from me and get caught? Better off dead.
Sounds like you did the fleet a favor. Now toss this body out of an airlock before it turns into a damn air freshener. The hell took you so long? Forget how to grab jump or something?
活搞定我回来了，所以别他妈废话。咱们海盗是不是要这个暴躁一点？
你不要太斯文。
哎，他还夸我，行，那咱以后就这样。总算开始，我操，我可以嘴臭了，开始嘴臭。
But all that aside, you made it. So now you get to hear a nifty history lesson. Pencils ready? Good. This floating scrap heap you're standing on is called the Key. Used to be an old UC military star station, and now it's the fleet's base of operations. Might look a little beat up on the outside, but we keep it together.
这地方真像个垃圾场。
Sure did. Right out from under their noses. Way before you or I were born, though. We've held this station for a very long time. Don't worry. Delgado will tell you all about it.
Damn it.
You think? And that's only part of it.
我要卧底
I'll
呀
let Delgado fill you in on
这
the
把海
whole
盗死
story.
光了最后。
Tells it better anyway.
就是反正都是海盗，他们黑吃黑关我毛事。
I'm sure the UC is happy with you guys rubbing their nose in their biggest, I mean, most monumental mistake.
Anyway, I'll tell you all about the key. But it's better if I show you too. Follow me.
自动保存的做法。
All right. History time.
星耀课
The key is
战
in orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies
灯锁炼狱，
they call the lock.
这名字翻的跟老滚里的地点呀，深锁炼狱，
Supermax prison, lock, key.
有点奇幻味儿。
合理。这是快速旅行时的。 Ragner's Core, UC sucks 哈哈，这。
Now, we've got everything the fleet needs right here. Of course, you've got to pay for it. Remember, on the key, credits are king. What the hell is this?
All right, hang on, Nav. Before you get pissed,
Well.
I've got my hands full.
Jasmine, sweetie, I'm trying to give a tour here. So you want to tell me why those damn doors are sealed?
It's called a malfunction. You know, that thing I spend most of my day dealing with. Believe me, my people are on it. Have a little faith for once.
Aw. And you always, Angel. This here's Jasmine. You need anything for your ship, she's got you covered. We'll hit up the depot next since these doors have given out on us. So anyway, we were talking about the lock. About 100 years ago, the prisoners down there rioted and took over the place. After stealing some ships, they were actually able to make it up here and took over the key.
About time you brought us new blood, neighbor. I was getting tired of trading with the same old faces.
You're just ticked everyone's getting wise to your ridiculous prices, Aludra. Anyway, welcome to the depot, Rook. Where you'll be lucky if these blood-sucking leeches don't bleed you completely dry.
Whoa, whoa. It's not our fault that people don't appreciate how much it costs to get untraceable merchandise onto the key.
Neva's just whining because she thinks she lost a ton of cash selling us a shipment of gear. She should have done her homework.
Yeah, sure, laugh it up. I'll remember that next time I need something from you cheapskates. Let's move on. Back to my story. After the liberated prisoners grabbed the key, they established it as a base of operations and began pirating the spaceways. That was how the Crimson Fleet began. Of course, Jasper Cripps had a lot to do with all that, but we'll get to him later. Rook, meet Zuri, queen of the rare exports.
Rare X.
If I don't have it, you don't need
Neural Amps 神经加强器，
Hit her up and she'll take care of
神经增幅器，
Speaking of which,
神经调
you
整
still owe
仪
me for that last purchase, Neva. It's like 5 figures. Don't make me collect it the hard way.
The hard way. Oh no. Rook, protect me from Zuri's vengeance. Enough of the bullshit, Zuri. I'll pay you when I pay you. Deal with it. Got a problem with that? Take it up with the boss.
See
On the
anything
right,
you like?
you've got Bradley from the Trade Authority.
就是 Trade Authority 怎么这里也有啊？我操！这贸易管理局真他妈离谱。
Run by the one and only Sabina Misra. She'll patch you up.
Clinic.
If you've got the money. We don't run any free clinics up in here, you don't? Okay. This is our final stop. Over there, you've got the Last Nova, where Bog serves watered-down drinks at ridiculously exorbitant prices. And right here is the most important place on the entire
精算
station.
人核心。
The Reckoner's Core, run by the incomparable
人形店。
Shinya Voss.
Another new Rook, Neva? I can't believe Delgado still lets you recruit given what happened with the last one.
那对不起，那这一次也要完蛋。
Great.
什么鬼神？
It's been taken care of, all right? I don't like loose ends, and this Rook is the one who tied it off.
这下我稍微有点为他感到抱歉了，你知道吗？他他妈招俩人来连出俩问题，而且这第二个问题会彻底终结你们星红舰队。
Anyway, Shinya handles our lifeblood, the money.
你现在已经引狼入室了，说实话。
Reckoner, but if you ask me, he's actually a pain in the ass.
And Neva will slit your throat if she thinks you're creds.
Go to hell, boss. Take care of our new friend here, or I'll find a way to pull the pin on that little party popper in your chest. Anyway, Shinya will get you set up in our system. I've got real work to do. Once you're done, head upstairs and I'll introduce you to the boss.
那边有靶场。
Time for a proper introduction. I am Shinya Voss, the official reckoner for the Crimson Fleet. And since Neva so thoughtfully mentioned it, yes, this is a bomb embedded in my chest. And no, I'll never know the meaning of the word humble. In fact, I find Delgado's idea of a security measure to be quite empowering.
安保。
Glad you approve. Obviously, betrayal.
这他妈关安保什么事儿啊？笑了。
Since I oversee the bulk of transactions and maintain all accounts for the fleet, I'm a prime target for information. Should our enemies capture me or I grew any
如果我有了一
semblance
点
of
道
a
德
moral
良知。
conscience, you might consider me the greatest threat we have. For Delgado, the bomb grants peace of mind and a certain degree of safety. Essentially, but I sleep soundly knowing I'm one of the few that can piss Delgado off and live. Should I die, all of my knowledge, the accounts, the credits, it would be a mess. He wouldn't dare. He holds the trigger, but we all know that my death cripples the fleet. Call the bomb a weapon of last resort. It's been over 5 years since I've stepped off the key. Leaving this place puts far too much at risk. Now, let me get you set up. A moment while I convene with the core. Thanks to advanced modifications even Eugen would envy.
这什么赛博朋克？什么 Night Runner 啊？这是。
This allows me to move and clean credits faster and more efficiently than any run-of-the-mill cyber runner.
Cyber Runner 啊，就是 Cyber Runner。
There, you're done. All you need now is Delgado's blessing, and you'll be one of us. None, other than my chest and arm modifications. I'm but a simple man. Is the interview over now? Can we get back to work? The perfect segue into my final subject. Thanks to our relations with contacts across the galaxy, we always have a steady stream of jobs available. I've granted you all the necessary permissions to access these listings at any time, using the computers that surround the core. Oh, you know, Smuggling, piracy,
什么盗贼
taking
工会
things that aren't yours. Nothing that should keep you up at night. Well, depending on your methods. If Neva's chosen wisely, we certainly will. Now, I believe that covers all I have to say. So you can run along to Delgado. Take the elevator to the upper level. You should be able to find your way from there, I hope.
Alright, listen up. You can all stop complaining. Atrium to cargo bay doors have been repaired.
啊，刻意安排好的这个门坏了，然后让你兜一圈，靠！哼，
是，正常这就一条路。
运营中心。Command Center.
Ah, here's our other new recruit. So, now that we are all here, it's time to get down to business. The two of you are the only rooks that have made the latest cut. The rest, well, let's just say they won't be joining us ever again. Neva's willing to put her neck on the line and vouch for you, which means you've got what it takes to join the Crimson Fleet. If dealing with the Ragana was at the limit of your capabilities, then you have a serious problem on your hands. You are already in too deep to quit. And I can promise you, it only gets more difficult from here. All right, let's get started here. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, you're in it for the long haul. No one quits. No one retires. The only way out is death. You stay loyal or you pay the consequences. Fleet before friends. Fleet before family. Fleet before yourself. Of course we have rules. If you think the Crimson Fleet was built on a lawless dream, think again. Our influence, our money, our respect comes from meticulous planning and every last soul in the fleet following my orders to the letter. That is why you need to learn to place the fleet before everything.
胡搞瞎搞，我们在这里。
Hey, if you've got a problem, I can decorate that wall behind you with your brains. Room could use a little color if you ask me.
It's all right, neighbor. I admire this rook's backbone. Takes a lot of guts to crack jokes with the threat of death staring them in the face.
Can we get on with this? I want to get drunk at the last Nova.
I'm impressed. That is the first intelligent thing you have said this entire time, Mathis. Since you two seem so eager to move forward, let's get to your next job. Pack your cold weather gear, rooks. Where we are going, you're going to need it.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're dragging him down to Suvarov for another one of your little initiation runs. 10 Johns to the surface, 12 dead rooks. You'd think by now you would have given up on that goddamn campfire story.
Cripps' legacy is no story, neighbor. We've got fresh eyes in the fleet. And if these two want to impress, they're going to help me search those ruins.
I hope you're right, Dale. That new code we grabbed for the lot cost us a ton of credits. And a decent captain.
This initiation, as Neva calls it, is your chance to see where it all began. On Suvorov with Jasper Griggs. Griggs led the riots that gave birth to the Crimson Fleet. And if his legacy is still out there,
海盗找宝藏，我操，太经典了，太经典了。
What? Were you expecting a goddamn graduation ceremony? Think I'm just going to slap a skull on you and send you on your way? Make no mistake, you are being tested all the time. Every job you take will be under constant scrutiny. And neighbor? Well, she's just waiting for you to screw things up. Of course. Where else could I find such a perfect location to weed out any rooks who'd be wasting the fleet's time? Through a bit of luck and a hell of a lot of cash, Neva was able to get her hands on an access code to the inside of the lock. This will be the first time someone from the Crimson Fleet has set foot in there for, well, since Crix left the place behind. It has been frustrating, being this close to potential clues, but not being able to find a way through those prison walls. Before Crix left the fleet, he left a message talking about a major score. One that would set up the fleet to be a big player in the settled systems. Somewhere down the line, they started calling it Crix's Legacy. And everyone who's tried to find it has wound up empty-handed, missing, or dead. If we're gonna beat those odds, we'll first need a lead. And I would wager we will find one on Suvorov.
Dale's leaving out the best part. That this whole search is based on a handful of words on a very old slate. Crix left a lot of big talk on that recording, and not a lot of facts. Some of us believe in it more than others.
Don't listen to her. When we get our hands on Crix's Legacy, the fleet will be operating at a completely different level. We will become more than a match for UC SysDef.
野心太大了，天。
You forget the UC is still licking its wounds from the colony wars. They don't have the capability to mount a full-scale assault. And if they were foolish enough to attack, we would have the manpower to push those pendejos right back to Jemison. If we have Crix's Legacy. Listen to the words that I am saying. The legacy is real. You will find that out in due time, provided you're willing to put in the work. Nothing worth having ever comes easy.
Hey, I've done my fair share of treasure hunting. Never panned out. But I'm sure this time is gonna be different.
Exactly. Now you're beginning to understand. Okay, enough discussion. We have got a lot of work to do. To that end, the next stop is the lock. I've had Jazz feed the coordinates into your ship's computer. Since Mathis doesn't have a ship, he's going to ride with me. I'll see you down there, Rook. Don't keep me waiting.
他说 "Don't keep me waiting"， 那对不起了，那我起码要把星耀战全舔一遍，然后再说了，咱啊。
那就再等等。
I could tell you stories that would last for hours, but now is not the time. You have a job to do, and I don't like to be kept waiting.
他不喜欢等别人。
If you get back to the key,
你喜不喜欢
I am sure you can
你
find
轮不到你喜欢不喜欢啊。
around here somewhere. I think those recordings might give you the history lesson that you were looking for. Yeah, I suppose. What did you want to know? Nobody knows exactly what went down. I mean, there's all sorts of rumors. Crix was in prison for almost 5 years, and judging from the look of the facility, every moment must have been miserable. I suppose he just got fed up and decided to take matters into his own hands. Got the prisoners behind him and kept pushing until he reached the key. The cojones on that guy. UC's toughest supermax prison, and he just waltzed the hell out of there like it was nothing. I would love to have been a part of that. The UC built the lock as a supermax prison a little under... well, it must have been at least 100 years ago. Before that, those concha de sus madres marooned prisoners on the planet's surface and left them to their own devices. So you can imagine, these turned into some kind of demented survival of the fittest.
Hunger Games，
Prisoners
什么大逃
killing each other
杀？
for
我
a chance
操！
at meager supplies. Luckily, some whistleblowers back in New Atlantis saw this as cruel and unusual punishment and pressured the UC into building the facility. 5 years after the prison was completed, Crix touched off the riots that overran the lock and eventually the key. It's cold, bitter cold. Just about the last place you would want to find yourself without heat. The few living things that can survive the extreme temperatures are constantly fighting to stay at the top of the food chain. The Crimson Fleet called Suvorov the White Hell. To me, it's paradise. Someone up here pisses me off enough, I send them down to the surface for a little overnight visit. Snaps them right back into line. There is no deal. You and Mathis are two sides of the same coin. A couple of rooks fighting for a spot in the fleet. Only problem is that he is down a ship and you are not, which puts you ahead. Just barely. Who knows? Maybe he'll get lucky and you won't make it off Suvorov in one piece. Fine. Then get moving.
Get moving.
Soon,
流浪者。
everyone is going to learn to fear the fleet.
咱们，我感觉深红舰队把整个星系里的红色灯管全买光。
没有，我觉得剩下一半被霓虹城买。
啊，那也是。
Are you looking to start something? Because I'll finish it.
You might think it's funny, but loyalty's big in the
Secure access.
Need a drink? Bug at the last Nova will be more than happy to take your credit.
菜鸟。这到处都是涂鸦、划痕、垃圾、污渍。Operation Center。这还有个巨型炮台，哦，吊在这里，已经坏了。别忘了我们来的目的是什么？不要忘记了自己的初衷。
你可以看那个改船的那个飞行技术员。
对呀。
Need something?
他那有一些东西。
极光。
怎么来着？贾斯吧，好像是叫做。
这里有极光，这地方像辐射，操！我操！我操！
Celebrating something?
妈的热炙！
哦，那一只我一直留着，我刻意留着，那到最后它也没有变。
啊，对你这么说有道理，留给他们当个隐患。操！我突然想，
我还刻意留着。这个好像这会没发生什么。
那我下意识直接一枪给他崩了。
真是好，你太入戏了。
都忘了我是来间谍的，我为什么帮他们做事啊？我操！我应该越多不利于他们的事，哎，干的越多，就那种。
就
比如说到处偷东西，我就在这里狂偷，我到时候。我觉得我如果要练什么偷窃，我就。
啊，这里好像没有，都不算偷，对你都不算。
Shit， 啊，那。
直接拿一次。
So tell us about Jasper Cricks's version of the Crimson Scar.
All I can tell you is that under my guidance, the Crimson Scar became more influential than every other syndicate combined. Here I was, 22 years old, and I had power, people that followed my orders, and an endless stream of credits. Gale, I have to tell you, I was having the time of my life.
So you consider extortion, robbery, burglary, kidnapping, assault, and murder to be positive life influences?
No. I'd consider them as just means to an end. Those so-called crimes were merely stepping stones until I had enough wealth to buy the Crimson Scar few spacecraft.
Yes, let's talk about that. It appears you weren't satisfied with terrorizing New Atlantis alone.
Oh, I've never stopped reaching, Gale. The amount of money we were making in New Atlantis was decent, but the really big scores were in space, on the cargo ships. We're talking millions of credits, maybe more. Who the hell could count it all?
Most people assume this is when the UC decided to actively set up a task force to pursue the Crimson Scar.
That's correct. Those idiots in charge of the United Colonies were clearly embarrassed that they had allowed the Crimson Scar to make the jump into space.
Even pirates need to shop.
They sent ships after
looks
us.
like you can get anything here.
Lots of ships. I almost think that they enjoy starting wars.
Perhaps this was the first time you had finally reached too far.
You could say that. I count my time running the Crimson Scar as a learning experience.
Scar.
I wouldn't say I reached too far. I'd say I reached too fast. Didn't cover all my bases. Made some stupid mistakes. One thing's for certain, though. When I was finally arrested and thrown into the lock, I had plenty to think about.
98，不准杀人，除非罪有应得。你有什么不准往墙上撒尿？什么东西？深野沃斯，信用币，精算人核心，从中靠那叫什么来着？吃回扣。 精算人修理破船，围绕着星耀站的3座巨型炮台，健身房礼节，把设备擦干净，留意周围，轮流使用。留言板冰球之旅，拉德利真操蛋。 拉德利这人确实很操蛋，到底谁决定让贸易管理局的人上这艘船呢？我不想每次走进中国新兴酒吧就看到他那张虚情假意的脸。建议咱们组织个请愿活动，让他给他戴上面具。哈哈。深野的炸弹，马西斯，宇宙有多远，我他妈就想离他多远。操，活生生的扫把星。 和这家伙扯上关系的工作最后全搞砸。当时和这家伙正在进行毒品交易，结果来了一大堆新防队的人，打算在这里吃个早饭。街上的人都管他叫灾星，一听这名字就不是什么好意思。拉德利比反应堆上的热质更操蛋。啊，这边提醒你，这个飞船模块有屏蔽装置，这个文档里。
对。
Tell me you know exactly what materials you need. It's a general store, which means I sell general goods. Mostly junk that no one else wants to carry.
Junk.
Raw materials, blueprints, spare parts. Fascinating, I know. I don't do small talk. You want to do business? We'll do business. You want to chat? Go see Bog. Just make it quick.
他卖什么呢？
卖那个制作材料。
哦，挺全啊，感觉。买点结构，结构不够用。
结构你也要买？
不够，
植物
造完了，不够，还是不够用。
造假造的太多。
它如果能显示飞船上有多少个就行。
它会显示，右边的。
啊，它那不会显示实际你别的哨站一共有多少个。
啊，对，
我其实并不知道我到底有没有这东西，现在的问题。
啊，我记得我需要哪个。哦。
这不算偷吗？这商店旁边这些东西是算偷的。
有些算，商店就算。
Never considered trying to raise one as a pet. The fleet protects our own. But you turn against us, and you're dead.
Not be bulletproof, but it's damn near close. What, me? Nah, not anymore.
When it comes to aim, there ain't no one worse. True facts. I mean, my friends like to say I'd have better luck talking someone to death than shooting them. My talents are best suited for making protective gear. Helmets, vests, suits. You could say I'm a tailor, not a fighter. Well, only the best tactical gear to protect your ass this side of the galaxy. Metal plated for when you're up against bullets. Leather for those jobs that might require a subtle touch. All made by yours truly, of course, except for a few used odds and ends that no one's gonna miss. The right gear can be the difference between life or death.
他卖什么呢？他也没卖什么，他卖海盗衣服了。没有什么特别的。海盗有一堆衣服，海盗狙击手、海盗袭击者、海盗恶徒。海盗袭击者是骷髅面具，海盗不是海盗恶徒是骷髅面具，海盗袭击者是玻璃，海盗狙击手有灯。海盗突袭是整个遮住的面甲，4种。海盗匪徒有这种，他专门卖海盗的衣服。我直接开麦，我靠！改良、改进，
太晚，睡觉去。
靠，没钱。
Stay safe out there.
The fleet protects our own. You turn against us, and you're dead.
You don't make it in this life without a good weapon. Well, well. Neva's new hotshot. I knew you'd find your way back to my little corner of the key. Everyone always does. Take a look around, genius. And don't tell me you've never laid eyes on a gun before. But just in case I need to spell it out for you, the merch I carry is known as weapons and ammunition. Get it? Hey, if you want to pour credits into my pocket, you won't hear any arguments from me. I carry most of the standard hardware. You know, kinetics, electromags, energy, even a few explosives. Occasionally, I stock a few smuggled items. Basically the stuff SysDef doesn't want you to play with. Just don't screw me over or I'll be inclined to give you a free demo. With your head as the target. Not being intimidated by me is one thing. The fleet? That's another. A little advice, Sadiqi? The fleet's trust can't be bought. You earn it. You bleed for the fleet bleeds for you. Pure and simple. Anyone who says otherwise is either lying or getting ready to stab you in the back. Please, I don't need your concern. All I care about is separating you from your credits. So let's leave our professional relationship at that, all right? I'd argue Boggs got me beat as far as customer base goes. But when it comes to profit, I am on top. A good gun's what makes all the difference out there sometimes. And for some,
It's the only thing they'll ever trust. Weapons of all shapes and sizes to handle jobs large and small. Ammo too, of course. Take your pick.
看看它有什么海盗船这些东西，最好赶紧买了。我操，3万疯了！狂怒，太贵了，这也贵疯了好吗？这也太贵了，这些枪。工程服装，海盗狙击手，深河太空，深河开采太空，深海探索者，雇佣兵。海盗生存，巴什塔驯服者，马车夫，216。山洞指挥官贝奥武夫，到现在就没有一把居民武器是值得买的，这也太离谱了。今天先玩到这儿吧，太晚了。40级了，我们也。度过天数141，睡眠453，也就是平均每天睡多久？3个小时，3到4小时，这也太少了，睡的。42。107任务了，最爱武器居然是贝奥武夫，建造925个物体，劫掠0，袭击0，谋杀0，擅闯0，发窃0，哈哈。好了，就到这，拜拜。